Hi everybody again, it's Ron Suchiu. Now we're working on the Elwood Blues painting again today, and this is video number 5, where I'm going to be actually putting the road in and the shoulder of the road in the foreground. But first, you saw me put a bit of a cliff in there, but remember in the one video I mentioned that we're about 50 feet off the water, so this is where we start to really feel the height of the road. Just by putting this little cliff in here, it'll give you an impression of how high we are off the sea. Anyway, doing the same thing as I did in the hill earlier, and I just scraped in a bit of sandstone stone colored paint in there and put some little foliage on top of there. And we went real quickly on this one. It probably took me about maybe 15 or 20 minutes to go through that and get ready for the finishing the road area. So these are always the parts that I don't care about. And you're going to actually see me work on this gray quite a bit, because when you got an area this size, the road is basically when we all think it's one color, but it's really not. And there's going to be some. I'll do the road first. I'll put the lines in the road, and then I'll actually be very carefully adding some muted light over top of it after. And that's going to be after it dries. So I'll probably go through this thing today, and what I'm going to do is I'll do the lines on the side of the road, but I won't do the center line because I really do want to work on that one when it's dry. The yellow double line down the middle of the road is a real tough piece to put in to make sure that the road looks good. So here we are, we're going to cut in the hill, and this is the shoulder of the road where Dan is going to be sitting on the motorcycle. So I just want to push it in here real fast. Again, these are places where you want to really just punch it into the canvas as far as the colors go, because leaving the roughness is going to tell me, and remember I always let my canvas talk to me here, but where I do those brush marks, it's going to tell me what where I want to highlight and what the actual ground is going to look like. You saw me pop that little knife up again a couple times there, and that was to help to cut into the road there a bit. Anyway, so we're going pretty quickly. Now notice how dark the colors are now. They're becoming really, really deep and rich because we're right on top of that color, and there's no atmosphere between us and what we're looking at now. So. And if you notice, the road has got a bit of a dark area in it, and there's a dark piece I'm putting in there right now. I call that windowing. It'll actually give you a real good depth, but right below my arm right now, that is going to be the shadow of the motorcycle. Now that road, you see what happened just now is I'm actually putting where the wear marks are on the highway. Again, if we think of asphalt being all one color, it really isn't, because the actual tracks of the cars will slowly add a little bit of coloration to it. Now here we are. This is the very first real fine detail you're going to start to see, and I'm putting in the guardrail. And notice I'm not using a ruler. I probably would recommend, if somebody wants to do something like this, is they maybe mark it out a little bit before. My eyes seem to be pretty accurate over the years, where I can actually do division, and those guardrail posts don't have to be really, really accurate. It's still a painting, it's not a photograph, and I really don't care. I don't care for doing things so accurate that they look photographic. I think, if you want a photographic look to something, just take a photograph of the thing. I believe that in this situation, leaving the roughness of the human hand and the mistakes that are made just by doing it by hand, they're not really mistakes, but there's a roughness to it that allows you to always remember it's a painting you're looking at. Now here's the white line on the side of the road. These might be refined a little bit as I go and brightened up as I go. There's the one on the other side. And this one here, you'll see I got a little sloppy right in the piece here. You never have to worry about being a little sloppy, because you take another brush out and just clean it up, especially when the paint is still wet like that. So here we're going to put a little bit more green in there just because that's where Dan's, the top of the motorcycle is going to be. That'll be about where the headlight is. So I'm not going to detail that foreground too much because dead center in the canvas there, just below that green, that's where basically where the headlight on the motorcycle is. Where the dark part on the road is, that's where the front wheel of the motorcycle is going to be. So right where I'm working now, all of that will be done very, very detailed in time, and I'm not going to go there today with you. I'm going to keep this one real short for you, and just to show you how I punch in the rough area. There you go, right there. And this is about what we're going to show you today. And tomorrow, I'm sorry, the next video, video 6, we're going to start to detail things out, and probably video 7, we're going to start to work on the motorcycle. Anyway, until next time, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for sharing. We'll see you later. Bye.